It's not full screened. Oh, let me remove my censorship bars. There we go. I told you it would get some traction later down the line. Yeah, I knew it would, because usually those deep dive videos, the longer ones, tend to attract more attention just in general. Here, I'll make myself very small. Where can I put me? I'll make myself very tiny. I am off screen. Here, I'll put myself there. You're cute. Ah, please let me pat. I'm so small now. They're tiny, tiny. In real life size, yes. Okay, I'm gonna close studio mode just so I can like live move my model around. Are you ready? Let's watch. Please don't ban me. Okay, let me know if it's too quiet. Oh, let me move chat too.
Let's go. I forgot about this, by the way.
Going on.
I forgot we're lacking views right now. Give me a second. Let me just
So this is a different song
why would that be
to the one that I used in the first try, because that got copyrighted.
The things that you say. No.
Wait, are you actually small in canon? I'm flower size. What do you think?
Only I can lick heaven.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Explain that to your parents.
Don't step in me!
Lewdtubers, probably the most infamous niche in the entire VTuber community. Some people hate them, some people love them, and some people find themselves ambivalent to their rise in popularity over the
What? Wait,
past year or so.
the music is in the wrong... The music's wrong!
Infamous niche in the entire VTuber community. Some people
The music should have kicked in right here. What happened? Why did... Huh? Why did it stop? Was my... Oh, shit. Okay. Well, that's news to me. But yeah, the music should have kicked in right at this frame. It's probably happened when I changed the front music that it actually deleted the part. It actually deleted the part that should have been here. Fuck. That's alright. It felt intentional. No, it was supposed to kick in here and that would have been a good impact. Damn, okay.
hate them, some people love them, and some people find themselves ambivalent to their rise in popularity over the past year or so.
Like,
No
it
matter
even
where you
cuts
stand
in
on this
halfway
matter,
through the beginning.
Lewdtubers are here to stay. So, why don't we discuss? Where does all this dissatisfaction with them stem from, and are there deeper layers to it than what meets the eye?
Sorry for the train.
I'm here to paint as full of a picture as possible into the behind the scenes of a Lewdtuber's daily existence. And perhaps if you're on the fence of becoming a Lewdtuber, this may serve as a cautionary tale before you dive in head first. Helping me with this project is the lovely Mama Heavy, your local plague doctor mama, who has been so kind as to share their knowledge and experiences as a Lewdtuber with me. First, and probably the most controversial point to discuss, let's break down what a say-so VTuber versus a Lewdtuber is. Right now, you're thinking, no thanks, I'll skip this introduction.
The music was supposed to stop there too. Oh my god. Head and hands. The music was supposed to stop there. Why didn't it stop there? Wow, my cheeks are so hot. I think I might actually be catching a cold. Also, my first model jump scare was surprising. Right, my Vroid model, that's because I filmed the interview back in March, in like early March. So this video was a long time coming. So actually, all of my models made a cameo in this video. So I have this one, I have my very brief previous model that shows up in one of these shots. Well, we'll see it. And then we have my Vroid model. So all of my models got to be in this video.
Already know what a say-so VTuber is? Wrong. You don't. Sit down and keep watching. The Seiso to Lewdtuber pipeline is non-linear and ever-changing, so I offer a new way to view it. Seiso is a Japanese word that means neat and clean. This has been adapted to reference someone's personality.
I'm still very proud of that joke. It was such a perfect thing that happened. First off, I didn't know that seiso with a long u means testicle. So I just wanted a screenshot of the definition of seiso. And the site that I use most often is jisho.org. So I accidentally spelled seiso incorrectly, and the first thing that popped up was testicle, and I was like, beautiful, we're using it. It's hilarious, right? I'm so happy it worked out. Like, that was literally, what a better thing to say during a Lewdtuber thing. It's like, so seisos are actually testicles? It's great, it's perfect. I'm so happy that worked out.
In the VTubing sphere. In English, we would consider this to mean pure and wholesome.
And take a sip.
Some of the most notable seiso VTubers, as labeled by the community, are Sister Claire from Nijisanji JP, Ina from Hololive EN, and Rosemi from Nijisanji EN. If you know these creators, you have a general sense of their behavior and image. On the opposite side, there is the...
Okay, I just want to say, I spent like... On this frame alone was maybe an hour and a half trying to figure out how to do that. Do these bubbles. So I looked up like 2 tutorials on how to do this. And it took a lot of testing to actually get it to come through. And I'm not sure if I'm proud of how it looks at all. I think I could have done better, but you know, for what it's worth. Yeah, I just wanted to show that I took a very fucking long-ass time on this part, in specific.
You have a
you
general
probably
sense
didn't remember
of their
it.
behavior and image. On the opposite side, there is the fake word unseiso that tends to define everyone else. Anyone from Luka Kaneshiro to Project Melody could be considered unseiso, depending on the person handing out the labels. I like to think of this pipeline as a slider, with people sliding up and down between every stream. As a wise chatter once said, the scale can be, I can watch this with my grandma, to, I need headphones and lock my doors.
Okay, this is a real quote from someone from this chat that I don't even know if they still like follow me actively, because I started scripting this way... You said that! Thank you! I should have remembered who said that and put your little like username down here. That would have been super funny. I completely forgot who said it, but I remember we were script writing way back then, and I wrote down your quote, and I was like, thank you, I'm gonna use this. Do I have your permission to use it? And you were like, yes. And when I was reviewing the script, I was like, do I really want to keep this part in? But I was like, you know what? I promised a homie I'll keep it in. Did you? I can't believe you remember that you said that. That's so funny. Thank you, thank you. I think it's a funny little joke. The little circles didn't stand out too much. Yeah. I think it looked good. The point I was trying to make is have this video look good. So again, I base my editing style off of J. Aubrey and a little bit of like the quality from the guy that got canceled for being a TERF. Not a TERF, he's just transphobic. Sunny V2. Sunny V2. Oh yeah, I may say something? Go ahead, what's up? So I base a lot of my editing on those 2 people. And I try to make it look nice, but I know with the time and resources that I have that it cannot. It reminds me of Shane Dawson. I have never watched a Shane Dawson video. I tend to disassociate creator from content, especially maybe Shane Dawson, because I bet you he doesn't even edit his own videos. Yeah, The Right Opinion is another one. I watch a lot of video essayists. So J. Aubrey and The Right Opinion are, I think, best friends or very close friends because they share a podcast together, and I watch both of them. yeah, that's like the general style. Because when you're making a long video, like a video essay like this, you rely on flashy images that tell the story with you, that also keep the person engaged. Like, obviously, you can put this on in the background and not look at the visuals at all and still get the point and still understand. But for the people who are just like sitting down eating dinner and want to watch this type of thing, I think visuals and having it look clean is very important. So we're trying to make this work as novice video editors compared to The Right Opinion or J. Aubrey. Okay, let's keep going.
Sometimes creators can be extremely family friendly, and on other days they can be the VTuber equivalent of La Critura. That's called range, and it's a good example of an adult being open about being an adult. This would be what most people consider as unsay-so, with unsay-so almost acting as a middle ground term between say-so and lewdtuber. But this is a phenomenon I would like to call being an adult. Lewdtuber, on the other hand, is a term that was only recently coined during the pandemic. It was made to encapsulate VTubers who engage in hard not safe for work content, be it posting not safe for work fan art or focusing their content around not safe for work themes like ASMR ear licking.
You know, for that part, for the longest time while editing, I was actually going to show a more grotesque, is that the word? More lewd clip of 3D VTuber models actually licking like an asset of an ear thing. Those exist, and I found one, and I was gonna put that there, but I was like, yo, it's only 3 minutes in, that's a little bit too much. But I still have it saved to my computer. My face in the video, my pause face. I can make a lot of funny faces. Hold on, where am I in the screen? I can also be mad. Hold on, let me be mad. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm using my webcam right now, but if I had my phone tracking, I would be able to move my mouth in like the sideways directions, like I'm pouting. Yeah, it would have been too much. I noticed a little problem with the rigging, but you know, I'm totally fine with it because I don't use my model too often. But when I close my eyes, you can see my little sparkles, they clip out of my eye socket and they go past to like my cheeks. It's just a little thing that I noticed that I don't care about. Maybe you can see it easier when I'm frowning. Alright, that sweet spot right there, it clips out of my eyeballs. Okay, I don't want to be mad anymore. Okay, now I gotta shrink. Or is this size okay? Maybe I was too small earlier. Okay, let's keep going. Not cause magic. Vox licking was already too much. I think the Vox thing was so funny. Okay, that was completely on accident too. Like, I knew I wanted to add Vox in. That's part of my script. Actually, we could probably switch over to my... Oh, never mind. I deleted my script. But my script had a little parentheses at that point that said, boom, Vox ASMR stream clip. So I knew I was going to include that clip anyway, and I chose a random Vox ASMR video, clicked to somewhere in the middle of the thing because I didn't want to start at the very beginning, and boom, full volume ASMR. I got ear fucked by that. And I only wear the left headphone, and if you wear headphones in the video, you can hear that that's the ear he's focusing on when he's like licking and breathing and panting and saying like, I fucking hate you. So I jump scared myself during that part. I was like, I was like, yes, okay, we're going to have the same emotional damage for the people watching my video. So I immediately clipped it. So you got to have the same reaction I did when I found that clip. Oh, it was so good. That was pretty much everything funny that happened in this video was a coincidence, and if not, I had like the idea planned, and then it just somehow made it so much better when it came in person. Yeah. You did not consent to that? That's why I apologized. If you ears get assaulted, but when? Exactly. And actually, that was my very first time ever watching a Vox ASMR. Like, I knew he did it, not my type of content at all, so I don't listen to it. Like, you know, of course, I've listened to drama CDs, I've listened to boyfriend ASMR Japanese videos before, but, you know, not at my big age. I did that when I was in, like, high school and really didn't know how to stop being horny for a boyfriend. So I would listen to those ASMR CDs that a Japanese man would pretend to be your boyfriend. So I'm used to it, but you know, going back to it, I don't know if I really don't see the appeal at all anymore. Okay, let's keep going.
However, as more and more indies began delving into not safe for work content and generally having adult joke humor, the term became widespread, almost to the point of overuse. Nowadays, when asked what defines a lewdtuber, results may widely vary, and people can't seem to agree where the line is between sussy and lewd. So, going back to the slider, I want you to see it as a non-numerical scale. For instance, my YouTube content is very safe for work, but when I stream, I sometimes crack dirty jokes. Does that make me a lewdtuber? Unsay so? I wouldn't perceive myself under those labels because I'm not constantly pushing not safe.
There I am. There's my cameo as my previous model. That was also totally by accident. Is it a bad thing that you like it, the ASMR? By the way, I decided to crack open a chocolate melon pan. Wait, that's you? What are we talking about? Me? This is me.
I wouldn't
That's me. That's my old model.
perceive myself under those labels because I'm
Are
not
you talking about
constantly
Kamito?
pushing not safe for work.
This guy? That's Kamito. That's my Oshi. Yeah, sorry. I paused on Kamito. That's my Kami Oshi. He's an indie, and he plays a lot of FPS. I met him when he was only playing Apex in, like, late 2020. Like, maybe November of 2020 I found him, and then then I subbed to him for 6 months, and then my YouTube channel got fucked over by YouTube for no reason, and I couldn't undo that, so I had to make an entirely new account. But I wasn't doing content creation at the time anyway, so it didn't matter, but I have to include him in as many videos as possible, and I have to talk about him always, or else I won't feel my kokoro beat, you know? He's so integral to my happiness at this point. Okay. So you're gonna hear me eating my bread in the background. It's crinkly. I apologize, but I'm hungry.
Work or sussy concepts into my content. So I would be around here on the slider. Got it? Make sense? We will be rolling with that definition from this point onwards. So how do we begin?
Okay. I know you guys are making fun of me, but listen. You know how his hair is half white, half black? Can you guess what color my hair is right now? My in real life hair? It's half white, half black. And the same sides and everything as Kamito. And I did it before too, in 2020. Or in 2021 I did it. I mean, it's a look, but also I really like Kamito. I'm not parasocial. I'm very aware that he doesn't know who I am. Actually, he does, but you know, we are not friends. I am not super parasocial. I just like him. And that's all I'll say.
Begin to unravel all that makes up the lewdtuber controversy? Well, Why don't we begin with the beginning? The very first VTuber to take on the moniker of Lewdtuber. In the early days of COVID lockdown, the game VR Chat was a widely successful interactive site where you could import your own models, with seemingly no restrictions on the level of nudity. Due to this, some of the very first virtual workers came.
Why didn't I censor that? I thought I censored that. Why didn't I censor that? Okay, well now I don't know if I'm gonna get my AdSense back. Shit, I thought I blurred this. Parasocialism is moderation. In moderation is fine. Yes, completely agree. He actually used to like my tweets on my non-VTuber account, and I DM'd him, and he used to DM me back. It was way before he popped off. I was a fan of him when he had like 13k subs. And then in like February of 2021, he debuted as a VTuber, and that like popped him off. And then we all started fizzling out in like having that small community and chatting with him. So I kind of, you know, drifted away, but he's always been one of the streamers that I really look up to and I really enjoy watching. Sometimes he uses my fan art as thumbnails. I haven't seen it in a while, but he used it like 6 times, and it's really stupid.
Came from VR Chat, but most of them at the time did not consider themselves to be part.
No, I can't. I can't show you the fan art because it's linked to my in real life account. Like, I can't show you it or else I'm gonna dox myself. It's stupid and it's a redraw. That's all you need to know. It wasn't my own skill. I redrew something.
Part of the VTuber genre. While not the first VTuber to delve into the realm of not safe for work on stream, Project Melody was the first Western VTuber to break into the market of high-octane virtual work as we know it. She started on JpBeatz in February of 2020, an 18+ site that focuses on independent cam models streaming and chatting to a live audience. Melody was the first to really put together the pre-existing 3D full-body tracking technology and live cam modeling niches, pulling in a curious yet loyal audience who were looking for the fetish of having sexy times with an anime waifu.
Project Melody is like the OG Lewdtuber and the first person to have a fully naked, fully rendered, fully sexually interactive model.
That's so cool. Is there like a trend now? Do people try to like replicate that and go on to like Fansly and JpBeatz to do the same thing?
Yep.
Hold on. Husquin? Hello? Do you just admit to watching Project Melody? I mean, go for it, brother. We love to see it, but that came out of nowhere. It surprised me and almost choked in my bread. I just find it funny. I actually haven't watched too much of her non-lewd stuff. I mean, I only watched her for this video. Like, I never had seen her stuff before this video, or like making this video. So when I did start watching her, I was like, oh, she's really charismatic on stream. Like, she's moving, like she's always moving her hips, and the camera like trails after her, and it's kind of mesmerizing. I really have high opinions of her. I don't care if you watch her JpBeatz or not, but you know, you just saying it outright it made me laugh. Oh, let's go, there's a train! Woo! Yeah, I mean, no shame. I love it. On Twitch, and her collabs are so much fun. I actually, in the clips that I included, I had the volume off when I clipped them, so I have no idea what she's like in collabs. I really do need to watch more VTubers. I really don't have time, so the only VTubers I watch are Meloko, Kamito, and VTuber Senpai. I don't really watch any others. I don't have time. Actually, recently I've been watching a lot more of Daikun. We stream, not stream, we're in the same time zone, so it's very easy for me to watch Japanese streamers. So I've been watching a lot more of Japanese side. I watch some. I sometimes pop into Raylis's stream. He streams at like 8 in the morning for me during work days. So just popping in, I'll load up YouTube to listen to a song before class, and sometimes I see him streaming, so I pop in and say hi. But I don't, you know, I don't fully interact. VTuber Senpai is the GOAT. He is. I think he's really knowledgeable in the stuff he talks about, and I think more people need to take in his, not even just his, but like those tips on how to grow as a content creator. Like a lot of the stuff he's repeating comes from Harris Heller or it comes from Devin Nash. So you don't exactly have to watch Senpai for that content, but you know, focusing for VTubers specifically is something that is very important because a lot of people, I even mentioned it in this video, a lot of VTubers don't look outside of the VTubing sphere for any sort of tips or content or ways of editing or challenges or memes or anything. They stay only within the VTubing sphere and they only take advice from other VTubers, and that is so fucking stupid and detrimental that I feel like having VTuber Senpai be the guy who takes information from outside sources and put it into the VTubing sphere is very important, because everybody's gonna look up VTuber how to stream, or VTuber how to make a video, VTuber how to, you know, grow as a VTuber. So they're only going to want to watch VTuber related stuff. Rayless is cool too. I agree. I wish I had the right time zone for CST? What time zone are the EST? CST? They're in a very awkward time zone for me, which is why I tend to watch VODs or just like videos after the fact. Tomorrow I'll be able to catch a VTuber Senpai stream for sure because his Friday streams are Saturday for me, so I'll be awake and alive and not have to go to work. VTuber how to find a boyfriend. I should make that a video, shouldn't I? It's gonna be a video, not a short, but it's gonna be like a 2-second video of just saying log off. VTuber how to get a boyfriend, log off. And then the video ends. That'd be so good. April 1st idea? God, I have to wait a year to be funny? I can only be funny on April Fools? I can just do it as random. Oh yeah, tomorrow Starlight makes her debut on Senpai's stream. Yeah, I saw. So I'm gonna be watching that for sure. It's on how to make thumbnails, I think. I saw the waiting room like a week or two ago and I was like, ooh, interesting. I'll stay for that. But then today or yesterday, Starlight released a video on how to make good thumbnails. So now I don't know what's happening. Are we just gonna watch the same thing twice? Or I don't know, we'll find out in a couple hours. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going. I'm sorry we did the tangent. I watch Hasan. Apparently I stream like Hasan, so now we are going to resume.
Because she was the first, believe it or not, IRL stars got mad at her because she is the #1, and she was the #1 for a long time, which made a lot of people upset because they're like, I'm a real flesh and blood person actually out here having for money. Why am I not popular like this? And she's like, well, I'm a flesh and blood person too, and I'm also having IRL. The difference is I hide all the imperfections and get rid of all the stigmas by making myself into anime. I bridge the gap between hentai and IRL. And because of her, models like that now exist everywhere.
Honestly, amazing entrepreneurship. Love that for her. With her catering to this new audience, it was no surprise that in the very first month of streaming on Twitch with her Safe for Work model, Melody would shoot up directly into stardom. I had previously never seen her content before researching this video, but I was genuinely surprised to see that her content both on JpBeatz and on Twitch are relatively the same. Only on Twitch, there is the lack of a donation-controlled Otherwise, the way she carries herself and the topics she talks about on stream are largely the same and often mundane.
Oh yeah.
Her reactions are actually...
This is actually true. I wasn't faking it. I don't know if anybody even thought I was faking it, but this was like, actually, I turned on OBS to record and I played a JpBeatz video and I was just eating pistachios. Did not expect me to do what? Live licorice reaction? I had this clip of just my reaction was like 10 minutes long. It was just me watching it was just me watching porn and talking about it. So when I clipped this to make it a very short segment for the jokes, this bit was funny. That's good. I was actually even thinking about deleting it because I didn't know how people would react. Yeah, I actually watched her JpBeatz. I have to do my research. So I had to sit through 10 minutes of this recording just listening to me drop pistachio shells on my table as I comment. And it's like, okay, what's the most decent part of my commentary that I could put in this video? That was a night. It was more of a funny thing because that was when I learned that she would just talked about anything. She wouldn't even talk about sexual stuff for like the first hour of her content, and like after the hour mark, then she would go into like the buzz. Hello! I'm sorry that your first stream is me commentating my Lewdtuber video because we're having some strange conversations already. Yeah, so we're just live reacting. I'm doing like the Hasan Piker pause, talk for 3 minutes, play, pause, talk for 3 minutes type of deal. So yes, I admit to watching her JpBeatz. I admit to watching the entire VOD. She's hot. So I actually wait, hold on, I'll play the part. Hold on, I'll play the clip.
It's like kind of cute. Like, I can see why people would try and get her to react. It's really cute, regardless of like it's actually, but she's like whimpering out people's usernames whenever they give her like the little zip, the zing. Honestly, a very smart move.
Okay, I'll talk about it. So I say I'm narrating what I'm watching in the exact moment that it's happening. So you can imagine just licorice at maybe 7 p.m. Before dinner, peeling pistachios to eat and snack on, as maybe not full screen, but a pretty big screen of a JpBeatz VOD on Pornhub is playing. And you can even see in the clip that I used, actually it might be too far. Here, hold on. This clip right here, this is her slime model. And if you know her slime model, it's see-through. Like her body is see-through. And the exact moment that I'm watching and commentating, there's an object that is going inside and it's see-through, and I'm just like watching it and completely dissociating from anything that's happening because I'm eating pistachios. You know, in hindsight, it's like, licorice, what the fuck? But I don't know, I thought it was really funny. Did this feel like a real experience of me watching it happen? No, I was, there's like a little box right here on the screen that has like her vibrators timing and the amount of donations on screen. So I was watching how many people throw, and they throw money and it only adds like 1 second. So I'm like, damn, that's a lot of money. Really, I was just thinking of how smart she is to do this. And also, she's younger than me. Why can't I have done that and get hella money? It's very profitable, right? But also, she probably had a lot of money to start off with anyway, because getting a 3D model especially an interactive 3D model like that, is so fucking expensive. Like, I would not be able to pay for it with my salary. God, she's younger than me. I'm baby and she's younger than me. Oh my gosh. Plus the suit? She's a suit? Oh yeah, she has a tracking suit. I always thought it was either I don't know what they're called, the motion capture suit, or those like little wristlets that you wear for like both your wrists and both your legs that people use in VR chat. I was thinking it was something like that because like if it's a full-on suit, did she have to cut a hole in the middle? Like, oh, now I'm getting confused because if you look at the suit that Project Miko wears, it's like a full body like suit, right? So in order to put and touch there, she would have to cut a hole in it. And now that image makes it very funny in my head. Like a crudely scissored cut right through the middle. That's kind of a funny image. All right, let's move back to where we were. I'm sorry for the tangents. It's funny to think about. It's funny to think about. Why is this in my head? Unless it's under. I don't think it's under. Because it's definitely not under. I don't know how much I can say on stream, but it's definitely not under. Wouldn't that stretch the suit? I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea if she uses a full suit or anything. I am basically as new to this person as you all are if you don't watch her. I don't know anything. But it is a very funny image to have.
It's really cute, regardless of like it's actually, but she's like whimpering out people's usernames whenever.
Hold on.
Say for work
There you go.
content or not, you should be able to recognize that Melody did what no other VTuber was doing at the time, literally kickstarting a revolution to how the community looked at content possibilities. More and more VTubers began to delve into OnlyFans and full.
I thought it was so funny with this one. I thought it was so funny. And only one person mentioned it in the comments of, I think my first video? It might have been the actual uncensored one. But only one person commented on the Among Us sus Bettel thing. Like, no one else thought it was weird that I put Bettel here between all these booby girls. I thought it was so funny. One of them is just a pizza cooking stream, except the pizza isn't Among Us. It's sussy. That's why I included it. It's a sus pizza. That was my thought process. It's an Among Us, and I was like, hey, that's funny. And so I put him in with the others. You only seeing it now? See, good night. Have a great evening, or I guess morning, because you guys have terrible sleep schedules. But please have a great night. Everybody else who might be lurking and it's 3 a.m., please have a good night, good rest. The VOD will be up for sure, unless I get banned. But yeah, I thought this was funny. It flew by me in the first watch. Yeah, I don't think many people recognized it except for that one person who made like a Bettel sus. Someone linked it. You're here, Bettel sus. So someone saw it. So I actually put a lot of effort into all these jokes that I hide in my videos. I don't know if everybody catches it or if they even land, but I'm proud of that one.
Body tracking live streams, and many discovered that Fancy was a great alternative to Twitch for streaming not safe for work games and building an audience. Even on the safe for work side, people realized that there was an audience for 3D full body tracking streams during a time when Live 2D became the most desirable format for VTubing. In a simple word, Project Melody was revolutionary. More VTubers began debuting and forming their content.
Okay, I know. Okay, hold on. Okay. This is just something as after editing, this is a little point that I just wanted to show you guys so you're aware. Maybe you questioned why the way I said this line was a little weird, but I deleted like a whole chunk of content right here in between these two. Like, I had it edited and I realized I didn't like it and it was just too wordy, so I cut it. And maybe you can hear the difference of where my voice changes, and this feels like I just finished reading a long sentence and it kind of jumps cuts topics. So if you thought it was weird, it's because I deleted like a minute's worth of content in between these two clips. So I'll play it again so you can hear it, but I'll tell you what was supposed to be there.
VOD became the most desirable format for VTubing. In a simple word, Project Melody was revolutionary. More VTubers began debuting and forming their content around towing the edge of virtual work.
See, so those two clips are about a minute apart in my script. You know what? I think I can pull up my script. Hold on, let me make sure I don't dox myself. So I'm going to go back to edit history, just so you can see what was supposed to be there. It's like the insider's cut. It felt very natural to you. That's good. I would hope so. I didn't really want to make it too noticeable. Hold on, where is the clip? Oh, okay. So the part that I said was, however, with the discovery of indies having the capability to grow an audience through not safe work activities, more VTubers began debuting and forming their content around towing the edge of virtual sex work. Many based their format around zatsudans with a down-to-earth personality and openness about what was previously thought of as taboo streaming topics. So I cut out... Well, what did I cut out? I wrote more, essentially, and then I cut all of that out because I thought it was too wordy. So when you're doing that, hold on, let me go back to my There we go. You are good at editing even though you hate it. I take pride. I take pride in editing well and decently. But for some reason, the way things worked in that video, I think my voice was weird in the take, and it didn't feel right, and it felt too wordy, and so I deleted it. And nothing really is missing. I feel like there's no context that was lost, there's no point that was lost, so I don't know, that's just like a little inside secret of what happened during the editing process. I love listening to these behind the scenes things because it's interesting to learn about the process. Yeah, so that's actually a lot of like what I want my content to be based around, is showing the behind the scenes. There goes the train, by the way. Like, nobody shows the process of scripting and editing and cutting things and reworking things, and well, at least in the VTubing sphere. So that's the type of stuff that I really wanted to showcase, which is why I'm kind of doing this today, right now. So there was a lot of those moments where I just completely deleted a paragraph in my script that I had read and just like pretended it didn't exist and hope for the best. I think I deleted a lot at the very end too. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long already. By the time I started editing, there were many such moments. Okay, I'm gonna play this again, but I gotta turn on my AC. It's getting really hot.
Some of the most notable names are Shy Lily, Buff Pup, Numi, and other creators who once belonged to VShojo. A saying as old as time itself prevails once again within this new niche of the VTuber sphere. Sells. Now, clearly, the names I've just mentioned don't actively have entirely not safe for work content, but there is a level of risk.
Damn, I stood up and then I suddenly needed to pee. I think I'm gonna go pee really quickly. Everybody take a water break, a 2-minute pee break. I'm so sorry. This is so unprofessional, but I really gotta go pee. Okay, hold on. You can look at my boobs while you wait. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, I'm back. How dare you have bodily functions? It's because I was chugging a matcha latte to stay awake. I was falling asleep on the way back home and I was like, damn it, I wanted to stream. Oh, not that one. Me. Move me back. Here we go. Okay. I'm back. The carton really brings the whole outfit together. Right? I'm very satisfied with my design. I do want a I'm thinking about commissioning my mama, my concept design mama, for a new outfit. It's definitely not gonna come anytime soon, but I was hoping for my 1 year anniversary, I would have a new outfit. Fashion, yeah. I already told you, Sakura, about the type of fashion that I was going for. Yeah. It's going to be OG fashion, like Lolita OG, just like this one is, but it's going to be a little bit more intricate. I'm going to ask my concept mama to design it, and then I'm going to ask my Live 2D mama to draw it, and then let's hope the rigger has time, or maybe I'll get a different rigger. I don't know if that's allowed. I don't know if that's possible. Actually, I have no idea how that works. That probably won't be done in time for September. My 1 year anniversary as a VTuber officially is in September, so I wanted to do something fun. I actually need to start planning what to do. We don't really have a lot of time left. We have like 2 months. I was definitely going to release a song cover if I get the chance to. Birthday's in September, let's go. I mean, well, I don't know, because the rigger has the original file for rigging, right? So I would have to re-rig my model with the new outfit, which I don't think is what most people do when they do an outfit change. And I like my rig, I do. So yeah, I have no idea what to do. I don't have the original rigged file because it was in my TOS, or it was in the riggers TOS that they can't share the original rig file. And I'll ask. I'm not sure, and I don't want to pay for a rush commission because I don't have a ton of money. Yeah, I would probably need to re-rig. That's what I am also assuming. But eventually, maybe I'll get a PNG. I'll get a PNG. That's easy. I'll get a PNG. That's only paying one artist instead of two and waiting extra time. Of a new outfit. Mine's in October, but I'm planning for a birthday stream this month. I should do a birthday stream, shouldn't I? I have no plans. My birthday's in December, so we'll think of something. We'll do something. Yeah, okay. Well, now that I'm back, let's make me small again. You should do a birthday special. I will see. Again, I don't have a ton of money to be able to afford fancy things. I was born the month of Jesus. Hell yeah, brother. I'm not Christian. But if I say my real middle name, will I dox myself? I don't know. Maybe I won't say it, but I won't say my middle name, but it has something to do with the month of December. I'll say that. I was a winter baby, so my middle name is based on the concept of winter. I'll say that. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The best way to do things is to get your artist to make a nude base and to get that rigged and have the clothes rigged on top of that. That way you only... Ah, I see. I mean, this is Licorice 1.0, my first model. Actually, here's another thing that I noticed after the fact that I finished the model thing. But when I turn my head, there's no hair in the back. It's just my round, bald head that's colored white. And I think that's because my Live 2D mama is new to it. So she had only done one model before me. And it had long hair, so it was easier to, you know, shade the back of the hair part. But, you know, short hair, they probably didn't know what to do for it. Or forgot, I don't know. But, you know, as long as I don't turn my head too much, you don't really notice that I'm bald in the back. And also this model was $150. It was very cheap. And that was because I actively looked for Live 2D models or modelers that had lower pricing because I don't have the money for it, right? But eventually when I'm able to, I will invest in a higher quality model. It's also going to be not the standard VTuber art style. I want it to be a unique art style. But that's something for like 2024 or 2025. We'll see. You'd be happy to introduce you to riggers and artists? Thank you! I'm actually very specifically looking for unique art styles for Live 2D. So like, my original idea was to commission a friend in a different fandom for a watercolor model. And, you know, they didn't do VTuber models at the time. They still don't. So I was asking a lot from them. And that fell through. So I went on the hunt for other cool stuff. And I got this pastel, you know, light model. And I think it's really cute. I'm very happy with it. I really, really, really like this art style. Panty and stocking style, that's cool. That's not really my brand though. That'd be more of like more hyper gamer style person. I really do like that. I really do like that idea, and I wish there was more modelers that had more interesting styles. But we'll see what pops up. Again, very far into the future, these plans. Thank you though. Thank you though. I could send you details of my rigger. I'm down for it. Chillin' VTuber recently, and she has really painterly style. She's a Shaolin. I will check them out. I would like to see cool art. Alright, I've stalled enough. Let's keep going.
wackiness that their models and content have that exceeds normal amounts of adult jokes. Enter the Lewdtuber.
I took like a 2-week break after hitting affiliate and came back as a VTuber, heavy metal gaming freak, the Plague Doctor VTuber. And again, like that was only about 2-3 months of that before I was like, I'm not seeing the growth I want to see. I'm not getting the engagement I want. And I'm just not happy doing this. However, I don't want to give up. I want to double down. So let me go ahead, crack open the credit card, hire a VTuber artist, and see where this can go. Being this lewd mommy who gets to do what she wants, when she wants, and who she wants, whenever. I went at that point from 170 followers to a point where I was averaging 50 to 60 new followers every month.
And you might be thinking that Lewdtubing was a niche only fillable by indie VTubers who have nothing to lose, with of course VShojo being a major exception to this. But that all changed with the debut of a certain overhaul to the Ian corporate industry. Before late 2021, Hololive and Nijisanji weren't on equal footing, especially in the
Okay. This is embarrassing, but I was literally just too lazy to fix this. Let me pause in that frame. Hold on.
VShojo being a major exception to this. But that all changed with the debut of a certain overhaul to the Ian corporate.
Off to work? Thank you! Have a great day at work. Have a great morning. Thank you for stopping by. That means a lot. Okay, so for this frame, I don't know how well it reads on screen, but to me, I can see it clear as day. There's also a better example of this, but this top is something I added, the black, because in the actual raw clip, you can see their faces, and I wanted them to be a little bit more mysterious, so you didn't see their face in this. But if you look carefully, you can see like huge pixels of slightly green, slightly purple in this part, and that's because I needed black. And I was too lazy to like open up Medibang, get the blackest of black, and, you know, save that as a picture. And then, so what I did was go to Google and search up black, and I got a black square, and it was really low quality, and I didn't realize until after I had set this scene up. But I was like, oh, well, nobody's going to notice that. Nobody's going to care. It's only something I would see. And maybe people with keen eyes noticed that it is two very separate colors of black in this shot. Yeah, I'll point it out again when it happens again, but it's like, you know what I could have done? I could have just took a screenshot of the bottom here at the pitch black and just made it very big, and you would never have seen it. You would never have noticed. But I'm fucking lazy. You know what it kind of looks like? It looks like the witness protection, so you can't see their faces. Yeah, I wanted it to be very like, ooh, spooky. Who's that? And people in the know would know, and people who have no idea what VTubers are and didn't know what Luxium is, they'd be like, ooh, cool. It's all pixely. It is pixely. Exactly. That's something I noticed, and I was hoping to God nobody else would. But you know. Oh, what's so hard about Googling black and getting an actually high definition, crisp black photo to use? Apparently, very difficult for me. Okay.
Industry. Before late 2021, Hololive and Nijisanji weren't on equal footing, especially in the English department. Holomyth became an overnight success, a breakthrough into the Western market following the bridge between worlds known as Kiryukoko. Although this wasn't the first step taken into globalizing corporate VTubers, previous waves like Nijisanji IN had been underperforming in getting the company's name out. When Hololive Myth debuted, they maintained the status quo of being idol-like figures that remained professional and rather say-so. Thus,
yeah, I would also say they're not on equal footing at all, Nijisanji and Hololive. But when Luxium debuted, for a long couple of months, maybe 3 months after that, I would say they got shaken up. The industry and a bunch of new people joined into the fandom who had only learned about VTubers through Luxium, made it seem like on Twitter at least, that Nijisanji really got a boost over English Hololive after Luxium. So I was like, oh, so for a brief moment, Nijisanji had a little bit more popularity than Luxium for Luxium than the girls at Hollow Myth. But, you know, over time, with all the controversies as of late, that is definitely go back down. You know, Nijisanji has plummeted in revenue, in audience feelings about them. But, you know, at that time, in 2021, they felt like they were equal. They were even for a very long time. I would say maybe 3 to 6 months, it felt like that. They did over Hollow Myth, but it fell back quickly when Council picked up speed. Right. So when Council debuted, I didn't feel a stupidly big shift back to Hollow when they came out and when they started picking up speed. When Kobo came out, when Kobo came out, then it went back to, oh my god, Hololive is #1. But yeah, I also think Luxium really, really overshadowed Council for those first few months. So that was like a weird part in VTuber history, because for me, I knew Nijisanji before EN came out. I knew Nijisanji before the original, the Indian wave disbanded, and I used to watch a bunch of the Japanese ones, so I always knew about their reputation and their style of management and their just copious amount of talents. So I always knew they weren't going to have like the best marketing when it came to the EN market, because, you know, that's a lot of people to manage with JP, and then you're adding in new talents. Going home now. Have a great commute home. Stay safe. Glad to listen. Thank you for showing up always, Neko. Financially, I think Nijisanji and Hololive are on par, but I think Hololive definitely has a better reputation right now. I agree. I think Hololive's reputation is pretty unshakable. There's so many, you know, like, Yagu is so deeply rooted into Hololive's fandom at this point. Like, what other company CEO do we see people hype up so much? Literally nobody. Everybody hates Elon Musk. Everybody hates Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody hated Steve Jobs. Literally only Yagu is the guy that people are cosplaying, that people are memeing, that people are, as we saw it at Axe over the weekend, people had a fan meet and greet for that guy. And Tatsumi, gone. I don't think he even talks to the English and Korean and Indonesian waves. I don't think they do. Tazumi, Zoot. I think they are very, very different. One is very hands-on, one is very hands-off. And, you know, because of that, and Achan, something about having their inside management also be a streamer and relay the information that's happening inside the company is such a good, well, also it's good marketing for Hololive, but it's even better, like, attention grabbing and putting people's trust into them being as transparent as possible with all the NDAs, with all the restrictions. Being that open to communicate with fans is what I think makes Hololive stand up above Nijisanji. Before Nijisanji started crashing and burning. Yeah, there's just something has been so different between both of their managing tactics and marketing tactics that, you know, when Luxium came out, they really pushed Luxium. The same way when Hololive Myth came out, they really pushed Gaogura. They have Achan and Shinobe for Holostars. Cool. I'm not really familiar with the Holostars people, actually. I only really started watching Holostars when Vanguard came out. They really do. Cover Corp really has really excellent marketing and brand safety. I don't know. I don't know why Niji-sanji chooses to go the route that they do. And the one time they decided to be transparent with the whole Zion Lanza thing, that was like the worst one to be hyper transparent about, because it came off in such a negative and petty way that it's like, the one time we asked for a reason, you gave us a shit list. Maybe don't do that. Maybe act professional. Even if you had really bad communications with your talent, send them off peacefully. How about you do that? But you know, Niji-sanji, what can we expect, right? Alright. Hasan Piker over.
President for future English waves. Niji-sanji trailed not far behind with the release of Lazulite, Obsidia, and Etheria, but none were showing the extreme numbers that the likes of Gaogura and Mori Calliope had reached within the first couple of months. In a sense, Niji-sanji was still dragging their feet behind Hololive, but then they took a chance.
Oh, I'm very happy about this
A male
part.
wave audition went out, causing chaos in the community. This was a chance not many male VTubers expected to see so soon, and many wondered how lucrative the wave would be.
Oh, hello guys. Welcome in, welcome in. This ain't Genshin. You're right. I got bored of Genshin because I am bad at the game. Welcome in, both JpBeatz and Licorisa. So yeah, maybe I should rename stream. Can I do that? Let me rename stream. Well, I say let's talk about our future and review video. We'll do that. Nah, I have Genshin running in the background. We were playing Genshin for a little bit. See? Genshin's still there. We're gonna go back to Genshin after this. But right now we are watching and talking about the behind the scenes of me making this video. Funny things, talking about just more than what I touched on in the video about corporations and lewdtubing and all that stuff. Yeah, so if you haven't seen this video, I recommend going and watching it on your own time. Give me that sweet viewership. But this is just like the director's cut of a movie, let's say. Okay.
Become after noticing Hololive JP's male branch Holostars
Oh,
pulling
it's here.
in marginally lower numbers than their girls, despite the huge notoriety provided by the
It's here. Can you see the black picture? It's so ugly. Oh, it shows up so much better on stream. For me, it's barely noticeable, but on stream, it's really bad. There's little shit here, there's little shit here. You can see the pixels all right here. Oh my god. Why didn't I just... Oh, there's a ambulance going past. Why didn't I just get a better quality black PNG? I promise that I will do it again too. Next video, I'll probably use the same PNG. It's the first picture that comes up. Okay.
the label. For some reason, male VTubers just weren't that popular in the West.
Oh, I love this
But
transition.
not for long.
Dooby-dooby-doo.
Right off the bat, Luxium broke records and shattered the PG-13 friendly atmosphere of the English Niji-Holo space. Previously taboo topics instantly became the norm when watching a Mr. Rias or Vox Akuma stream. Not even their first collab stream could be spared from the level of sussy content they produced.
When you bite into them is kind of satisfying, but sometimes, like, you just kind of want to feel it going down, you know?
Yeah, you want
I
to
wanna
swallow
feel
when
you
you're
going
going
down.
down. Yeah, I get you.
No,
Swallowing
I'm
when you're
serious.
going down.
Okay. Need to get a Vanta Black PNG for the next video. The one that just like absorbs all light. Then I'm gonna get copyrighted by that fucker, the guy that copyrighted it, right? There's some guy that copyrighted the darkest black, right? Can't let that happen to my video. I want viewership. Okay, I paused it because in this part, when I was writing my script, I was going to talk about Luxium, and then I noted down, find clip from debut, gay. And the gay had all capitals and multiple Y's. And when I was recording the voiceover, I read that part and I broke out laughing, and I didn't realize that I still had the little bit of a laugh in my voice as I continued reading my lines. I think I re-recorded the line right afterwards, but if I had kept the original in, you would have been able to hear me chuckling about the stupid note that I wrote to myself, which is just Luxium debut clip, gay. Just liked it first? Oh, I mean... Wait, hold on. I used to like Nijian, but the constant sexual jokes is too much even for someone like me. I think there's enough talents that you're supposed to pick the one that you like the most, the one that you prefer the most, because they all play the same games, right? And they all sort of have that cliquey personality, but you choose the one that you vibe with. So you don't watch all of them. So I like Mista because he has really good in-depth reviews on things about being a streamer, being famous, having money, being in a corporation. He has some really great segments that I love watching, but most of his streams are just nonsense that I don't find funny. So I only watch clips. But if I were to watch Luxium streams live, I would watch Shu because he is the less amount of gay and snarky and always throwing out jokes all the time about sucking cock, right? So I would choose to watch Shu because he doesn't do that. But the point of Nijisanji, we're going back to like Hololive versus Nijisanji. Hololive focuses on quality and really good stream turnouts because there's so little of them. So people are forced to watch more of like one particular person, or else you don't get any content. Meanwhile, with Nijisanji, everybody's streaming at different times because time zones. So you can hop off of this stream, go raid another stream, you watch that one, you go watch another one. And it's built like that because they have so many and they all have similar but also contrasting personalities. So you catch maybe the 3 that you like to watch, and then you only watch their content. So even though half of Luxium is out there going, haha, stinky poo, I like cock, the other half is very chill. And I think they did that on purpose. So now you don't have to like Luxium as a whole, but you can like Ike, or you can like Shu, you can like Luca, and you can like push Vox to the back of your mind. And that's how it's supposed to work, but everybody assumes because Luxium is such a big thing, or Iluna is such a big thing, like you have to watch them all together. You don't. You don't. But I think that's where a lot of anger comes from. You know, whenever there's a new wave that comes out or a new audition that comes out, everybody's like, again? More? I have to keep up with more? It's like, no, you don't have to keep up with more. I don't like how they push out so much and they don't give enough management and time for these people to develop. That's very fair, but you're not supposed to watch every single person ever. You don't have to keep up with them in clips or anything. Mainly watch Pomu, Scarla, and Finana. Shu, Rosemi, and Maria are the least sus of Niji. Petra and Maria. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly Niji's whole marketing strategy. But a lot of people don't know, or they don't care, or they feel like they have to watch everybody because they want to be in the know, right? There's a culture around Nijisanji. Because if you don't watch Luca, you don't understand a lot of his pog jokes. And when people raid, or just your streamer that you watch, they'll bring up these jokes and you're like, oh fuck, well I don't know what they're talking about now. So I understand, but that's not what you're supposed to do. I think Scarla also talks about this a lot. She is emphasizing that you're not supposed to watch everybody. I don't particularly like that strategy, It somehow worked in JP. But what happened in JP is that there's maybe 20 talents that everybody knows, and then there's 90 others that you have never seen before. And I think Ian is gonna go down that route in the next year because they're gonna debut more. For sure, they're gonna debut more. Alright, let's keep going.
Clippers had a field day, pushing out the best moments of Luxian being gay and snarky, being unsay-so in the most blatant of ways, and VTuber fans who hadn't fallen into the Niji rabbit hole before then suddenly became enraptured with this new form of corporate VTuber. It became extremely clear that as opposed to Hololive's idol-like culture, which is relatively unique to East Asian countries, Niji Sanji took on a more westernized streamer paradigm where there were less restrictions in what type of content they put out, mirroring their American-based competition. And thus...
You were sat at the
Oh, here it is!
praying that this would be your chance to get in my pants. God, I hate you.
I'm wearing the left earbud, so I only hear the ear licking part. I don't hear the first part where he's talking because that's in the right side of my head. I did it to myself too. I always find it funny seeing people who never watch Niji complain that the constant cycle of new VTubers. We still got people saying that the latest wave coming out too soon, even though the debut time between XLA and Crisis has been the longest in yen. It has, right? It was at least like 6 months. A lot of that I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard they had to be delayed by 2 months, so it should have been a shorter period, but things fell apart behind the scenes, which is why it took so long. I expect the next wave, the next half of this wave, to be 1, they're going to be girls, and 2, it's going to come out in the next 2 months. I just assume that's my ideas because I already have a guess of who one of the girls will be. I think it's, I shouldn't say who, but I think I know who got into Niji and will be coming out soon. I think. They were very prominent VTuber. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, Vox. I'm sorry that you got called out like this in my video. It is really funny, though. It's a really good joke. They love to balance out the groups like that, yes. So there's gonna be 3 boys. I think there's gonna be 3 or 4 girls in the next wave.
Luxian became the new trend, the new shiny VTuber meta, and all corporate VTubers who debuted afterwards were, whether they were conscious of it or not, influenced by this change. That's not to say Lewdtubing was invented by Luxian, but that something clicked into place within the English corporate market. More and more streamers like Mika Melodica, Uki Violetta, Hex Haywire, and a plethora of other agencies debuted talents who were more open to engaging in sexually charged content.
A lot of agencies are realizing a lot of what sells a VTuber is the voice, the control they have, the voice singing, ASMR.
You finished your
etc.
illustration? Nice.
So if the voice is good
Yes.
enough, I'm just gonna say it like perfectly honest. Niji, Sanji, and Hololive at the end of the day, they're companies. They're
They are.
businesses.
Yeah.
They don't care about ethics and morals. They care about it because the general public cares about it. Whatever pays the bills is what they care about. So if talent is good enough and they think they can make enough money off of it to warrant the risk, they'll do it. However, it's worth noting, you're going to be looked at a bit differently and a bit more harshly based on what your lewd content is. Like, NSFW ASMR is usually very tasteful. And it usually demonstrates a wide variety of video editing skills and vocal range.
Okay.
Naturally,
I'm gonna pause it there. I want to ask what you guys' opinions on that in particular. I fully agree with that. That is actually my sentiment. Exactly, pretty much. That Niji Sanji and Hololive, maybe less than Hololive, but Niji Sanji, I think they will go or approve of Lewdtubing. Like more Vox Akuma stuff, more people swearing and saying penis jokes. Because they've seen that it gains a lot of audience, a lot of clips, a lot of people supporting. Like, I don't think Mika would have made it so big in the EN market unless she did the things that she did and stand out with her sussy commentary. Because we've seen all the ID people leave because they couldn't branch out into the English side. There goes the train, by the way. So I just want to know if you guys also think that corporations will hire based on voice, a little bit of the sussy parasocial stuff. Niji, yes. Hololive, maybe. Niji is business focused, so yes. Yes, so long as they get the company traction and revenue. Right. Okay. I'm glad we're all on the same page. I wasn't sure if people would fight me on that. If, like, the really diehard fans would fight me on that. Because we do know people's content has become way more sussy, and I don't want to bring up past lives, but it's pretty well known that there's someone in Niji that had a very lucrative not safe work account. They don't do not safe work anymore in Niji, but the fact that they hired someone that had a platform on not Twitch, like on a different platform, it blew my mind first off when I first heard about it. But then when you think about it, it's like everybody thinks that Hololive and Niji won't hire, or corporations in general won't hire liabilities. But if the liability makes a lot of money, then, you know, fuck morals, right? We don't care about that as long as you bring cash to us. Yeah, Holo also has some of this, but to a lesser extent. I also think so too. There's a Hololive girl in the Japanese side that plays the piano in her other account. And it's a regular, normal piano cover of a song. But the thumbnails are very clickbaitable solely because she's half naked or almost entirely naked with something obstructing her private parts. I don't know how she gets past the YouTube algorithm that doesn't flag that content, but it's very surprising to me that Hololive allows that type of thing to go on while, like, simultaneously while they are still active members of Hololive. So it's telling me, you guys have said Hololive maybe, Hololive no. I say Hololive yes. I think Hololive doesn't care the same way Niji doesn't care, as long as it doesn't backfire. Which it hasn't. It hasn't for like 5 years now. So everybody who is maybe in the Lewdtuber or reaching on the unsafe part of VTubing and wants to try and apply for corporation, I think go for it. Show that you have a platform. Show you have ASMR abilities. Show off you have abilities making your voice sound different, like ada-adas. You might have a chance. Who knows? Honestly, wait, hold on, I can't read. I think the only reason Mika has been as successful as she has is due to her EN clips. This is also why she's the only XID member with more than just welcome good merch. I actually did not know they didn't give more merch, but I also think that's a main reason that the ID people mainly streamed in Indonesian. And for some, I don't know why Hololive even has a branch for Indonesia, or that Niji Sanji has a branch for Indonesia and specifically. Like, I understand wanting to branch out into the sea, Southeast Asia. And Malaysian might be a little bit similar. Filipino might be able to understand, but, you know, they're different. They're different languages and they're different cultures. So I don't know why they chose Indonesia specifically. And also, everybody in Southeast Asia can speak English. So I fully just don't understand why they opened an Indonesian market anyway. They could have just had more EN that did like Ollie is doing, where she speaks mainly in English, but she throws in translations to Japanese, she throws in translations to Indonesian. Was it because they wanted to compete with Niji ID? I'm pretty sure Hollow ID debuted first. I don't actually know the timeline, but yeah, I have no idea. Indonesia does have big anime culture? Do they? I don't know. I mean, I've always wondered why the hell they made it a Niji India branch. I've never understood that business model at all, why they decided India of all places. I get it, really big country. I genuinely don't know if there's a big anime fandom over there. I can't imagine there is. I can't imagine VTubing either. And also, it was doomed to fail because when you donate through super chats, a lot of it is set into USD standard, but based into your own money, your currency, right? And the rupee is so low compared to the USD, so you have to pay tons of rupees to get like a $5 USD super chat. So I don't understand why people thought that Indians would be able to pay akasupas with their rupees. That's not to say anything bad about India, but I just generally don't understand how that was a good marketing tactic in the first place. Same with Southeast Asia. I think their currency is also very low compared to the US dollar. So you have to pay pretty much an exorbitant amount of money in your currency to reach like a yellow supa or orange supa, which is crazy. Like that's not money I would spend. I can do maybe $5 a month for memberships, but I'm not throwing money on top of that. Like I pay in yen, and even yen has been pretty low compared to the USD. It's not horrible, but I can already say I don't have the money in yen to be spending $5 a month for memberships on multiple people. I can't do that. Same with any future Hispanic countries except maybe Spain. Yeah? Really? I don't know how much peso is compared to a USD. I could see Europe paying good money because you're oh my god, what the fuck is it called? Euro. I forgot euro. I think the euro is higher than USD, right? So I don't understand why they wouldn't open a European branch. Maybe because there's too many languages. But open Nichisanji Germany or open Nichisanji France. I guarantee, actually, that's probably why they hired two French people to see how the European market reacts to them. $1 is approximately 17 pesos. See, currency to yen conversion rate is better. Oh, I didn't know that. But like, they debuted during lockdown, which was when everybody's currency was really low. So I'm not a finance major. I have no idea what numbers mean, but very strange marketing tactics all around. Yeah, I don't know. I would really need to like have a chat with someone who understands money, because someone with heavy dyscalculia probably shouldn't be in charge of discussing that. Anyways, Hasan, pike your mode off. Let's continue.
As corporate VTubers made this change while the Lewdtuber craze on the indie side was well underway, it was inevitable for risky content to be pushed out above all else. And now we
see 86 pesos for $5. I assume that feels like $86 for $5. That's crazy. No one's gonna pay that at all. I was actually talking to one of my Filipino friends, and I asked, why do you think or do you think that Mito and Cometa, the Filipino agencies, why they aren't getting a ton of money and supas, and if Niji were to create a Niji Filipino branch, how well would that do? And she said the Filipinos are very picky with how they spend their money. And, you know, again, knowing the peso conversion rate, knowing just how life is over there compared to life in Japan, I can definitely see that it's going to be very little money spent on that branch. So I can see why they don't open in those areas. But again, Indonesia is not that far off. It's still Southeast Asia, where the currency overall in the entire world economy is not as high as in other more lucrative places like Europe. I'm happy that they have their representation and they have their idols. But from a I don't want to lose money, I'm a big corporation who's in it for the money point of view, I don't understand. Okay.
Face a problem. Twitter has become a cesspool for not safe for work bait posts. No matter how you try to navigate
I'm in the way
mute
myself.
and block functions, large breasts will end up on your screen when you're out in public. It seems like everyone is delving into ASMR now due to the hyper-parasocial and lewd charges that bring in an easy crowd. And due to that, the notion of, well, if I want success and growth, I have to put out lewd content emerges. And in tandem, dissatisfaction at the rise of lewdtubers. So, enough backstory. Where are we now?
Okay, I was so proud of myself to time these things to the music, to the beat. I don't know why. There's something about timing visuals with music that makes me feel good. That I really like it. That's why when I realized that the music was off for this beginning part, I felt so so sad, because the beat was really good when it was supposed to hit. But I don't know if any of you took the time to read these. They're quite interesting, the takes on these. Let me go back. So this was from January of last year. This, like, what's your opinion thing that would get you canceled. VTubing as a community still has a racism problem. Also, hypersexuality being seen as the norm is ick. VTuber BFGF applications are low-key really uncomfortable to watch and seem only to boost the VTuber's ego. You know what? Those are not too bad. Those are pretty, you know, one person's opinion over others. Okay, I missed it, but if you have to use nudity and lewd crap to get somewhere on this app or streaming, see yourself off my followers, please. I want nothing to do with it. There goes the train, by the way. Woohoo! Occasionally, lewdness is fine, but to constantly post lewd or not safe for work, I don't know what that says, posts, is pathetic. And this is the type of stuff that I see a lot of. Every other month I see this type of thing, and there's always people going like, dude, block. Dude, that's just how it is now. And especially, I've seen this a lot happening, especially when lowlies get into the limelight for some shit that they said. Like, oh, and a huge problem with allowing lowly content and encouraging sheltering pedos. Now, here's a fun thought. Do you think people are sheltering pedos in the VTubing sphere? That's a genuine question to you guys. Do you actually think that? I think no, but I also understand people don't like seeing younger models. And I agree. That could be very strange to watch all the time. But I don't think it encourages pedos, because there's so many people in chat and in like mod positions that will easily block these people that show those tendencies. Like we even saw in my, well, we haven't gotten to that part of the video yet, it's over here, but in this part and in some of the clips from that unedited interview that I'll post later, we talk about this, and people are very, very strongly against incels, pedos, and hyperly parasocial people. We talk about them all the time. We get them pre-banned before they show up in our streams. We block them on Twitter. I can see where someone would get uncomfortable when I see a model that looks like they're from kindergarten, and I've seen that. I've seen one of the riggers that I've seen pop up a lot has a model that is actually a kindergarten child. I think that's kind of weird. But they're not doing anything lewd with it. So it's a strange thing. Like, I shouldn't project that they're actively encouraging pedos to watch them. And I think they already know the risk of having that. So I think they're even more on top of blocking the weirdos compared to like other people who let it slip. I don't know. It's such a weird conversation to have, and it's such a weird opinion to have in general. I think there's one more. Oh, there's two more. I remember this was a long thread of these two arguing about lewdtubing being easier than others. So it's a lot harder to be successful as a lewdtuber and is by no means an easy way to gain success. And then this guy who was arguing against it was like, it's not a lot harder, don't lie about that. And results are different for each streamer, but the results show that there are a lot more lewd streamers and they all do and they all seem to do pretty well. That's from what I've seen. I think that's a popular opinion until you realize the things that the lewdtubers are doing in the background, which is a lot more than people who just stream, turn off stream, turn off stream, right? Like, I showcase how much they work in the background. That's not to say other people don't, but what a awful take. And again, this is like a whole integrity thing, saying, oh, I'm better than lewdtubers because I don't do sexual stuff. It's like, oh, give me a break, man.
In a lot of cases, especially on Twitter, the noise surrounding lewdtubers comes from say-so creators and VTubers to be, better known as VTweeters. And while I can understand that it comes as frustrating to see other people who debuted after you reach heights your career hasn't seen, I don't think it becomes a say-so versus unsay-so battle. Viewers are not finite, and many audience members subscribe to both sides of the spectrum. Some sentiments I've seen the community range from no one supports say-so VTubers anymore to people only become lewdtubers to gain quick fame and money, implying that virtual sex workers and unsay-so VTubers don't have the same passion for content creation that say-so VTubers do. It's reasonable to be frustrated, and you're more than welcome to voice that frustration on your platform, but it becomes a problem when you do it in such a way that purposely ignores the other party's hard work and ambitions. Now, there is a half-truth in the belief that lewdtubers have a quick and easy straight shot to fame. For a lot of the most notable names, all it took was one huge spark of content to deliver their brand out to the majority of VTuber audiences. I can pretty much pinpoint the exact moment the internet began talking about Shoto and Cinder, and you should recognize these moments too.
Are you Aggie, little baby bottom boy?
I love this short.
Puppy man, the cutest twink on all of Twitch.
Actually, this short is what made me first hear about Shoto.
Bottom, little baby man, angry bottom twink bottom baby puppy dog boy. Cope harder bottom
Mwah. It's such a funny short.
No quick head in my bed, I can't have that. Want that long neck, not talking giraffe neck. Ain't no laying down, man, we about to have late fun. I'm about to make your balls stick up like space fun.
Okay, unironically, I like that song. I unironically like that cover. I don't like the original song because the instrumental's boring. I like the guitar. The guitar is so fucking good. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard her background track. Like, she has an original song for like her background track. Is so fucking, it slaps so hard. It's so good. I love guitar and metal. I don't know, if you can get over the cringe, I think it's a good cover. It's funny. The funny thing is that these things are not as popular anymore because the jokes are overplayed. Yeah. So, excuse me. This that Shoto clip of the donation going bottom, 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 I'm pretty sure that was the thing that started everybody in this chat calling him a bottom. Yeah, Shoto to stop making, telling them to stop making bottom jokes. It got super bad because of that one, because it blew up, and because so many people who didn't know who Shoto was at the time found him and thought it was funny, and people like only associated him with bottom at that point. Cupcake remixes have destroyed my piece. But that's exactly what I mean. He had a following beforehand, and it was a pretty big following. He was a big indie before that, but then that clip blew up, absolutely smoked. I saw it so many times when it came out that's the reason, partially, but I think that's a reason why he blew up as big as he did. I don't think it was luck, as I say in the video later on. He knew to clip that, he knew to edit it, he knew to post it, and he reposted it multiple times. I saw him repost it like 3 or 4 times over the course of a few months and years, because every time it would blow up, it would get tons of views. And I think everybody here has the potential to blow up. You clip one insanely good moment, post it, repost it, get those views, get those outside comments to shoot up to like 1 million likes or whatever. It's that, I think that's like all you need, and then after that, continuing to make good content. So it's a little bit of luck, but a lot of it has to do with being a good content creator. Not only that, it kind of spread with every other male VTuber like wildfire. It did. That was the time when Luxium first came out too, wasn't it? It all correlated to that one specific moment when Luxium was fucking it up in the indie sphere and the VTuber sphere. That type of humor was the most popular thing. That it brought in all these new people who were there for that type of content, which is why he blew up at the time he did. Which is why Numi and Shy Lily and Buff Pup, I mean, they all existed beforehand, but that push for sexuality in the VTubing sphere is what made these people as big as they are. And turn into bad jokes, I could be a millionaire. Honestly, I'm not sure if I should post clips since my TikTok and YouTube are about fashion. It definitely depends on your branding. You don't have to be lewd, you don't have to be funny. But if you post one really good thing in whatever niche you're in, and it pops off, dude, have you seen Rainbow, the GeoGuessr guy? He's a fucking GeoGuessr pro. He studies the world map GPS. He's a GPS. Everybody would think he's a fucking loser, right? You're like, dude, you spend 8 hours a day on Google Maps? What? But he made one bomb-ass TikTok that blew up, and everybody started seeing how fucking insane that is, how cool it is, how funny it is, and he kept doing it. And now he's living his best life, traveling around the world. Yeah. Like, literally any small niche can blow up. You just need one really good TikTok or one really good video that explodes out past the little tiny niche that you already have. Like, he was already popular and friends with the other geoguessers and people who watch geoguessing. But as soon as that content left the geoguessing sphere into the mainstream audience, who was like, God damn, people do that? Do you know how many hours I spent watching the GeoGuessr tournaments that he held weekly for like 2 months? I got addicted to it. Dude, GeoGuessr, I don't give a shit about geoguessing. Like, please take that advice. Please do something that will actively set you out into the world instead of just posting and hoping for the best. Okay. We'll keep going.
One may chalk it up to them indulging in not safe for work content to garner traction before and after these historic moments, and right, that's a part of it, but it's not the entirety. Simply being lewd does not guarantee a massive explosion. Otherwise, we would be seeing many more indies at the top of the community. Shoto's clip was in direct correlation to his rapport with his chat. It was a mix of two inside jokes made together with his audience, which eventually accumulated into a chatter prompting that text-to-speech donation. Beyond the absurdity and comedic genius of the donation itself, it becomes very apparent that Shoto has fostered a community based on his own personality, consistency, and entertainment factor, regardless of his lean towards lewd jokes. If
You're
you're
so
a
smart.
content creator yourself, you've probably also recognized a few manufactured qualities within that clip that emphasize its humor. Keyframe subtitles,
Oh, I'm in the way.
boom sound effect, model assets,
Ugh.
quick zoom-ins on his visible reaction, and most importantly, the foresight to edit and post the clip in the first place. In other words,
Oh, my
he set himself up
background.
for success. It wasn't solely based on luck and lewd content. The same goes for Cinder. And while the entire cover from song choice to vocals are explicitly sexual, it was a lucrative decision based on her experience as a creator and an incredible amount of balls. Would you record and release a song cover like that? Personally, I would rather.
Okay, about this part, I filmed this while editing. All these little times where I pop up on green screen, I did this while editing as like a spark of wisdom, like, hey, I should do this. So I didn't have these planned out. I actually did these on a voice chat call with my in real life friends. They didn't know that I was doing it in the background, but I think it was very funny that my friends were talking about some gossip that's happening in their jobs during the day, and there's me going, like, pretending to moan into a microphone. I thought was so funny. I was muted, but yeah, the things that I did during that week of editing was so funny. The sad part is my funniest clips have really nothing to do with my niche, but I guess I could try and post that convenient raid thing as a filler video and a good chance to practice. I think go for it. If you have a clip that's funny, post it. Might as well, you know? It never hurts to do it. If it gets 0 views, that's fine. If it gets 100 views, that's fine. If it gets 1 million views, you're gonna be so happy you posted it. Oh god, there's 4 of them. Liquor reception, there's so many of me. Were you actually singing on the mic or were you mouthing words? So the microphone is something that I put in afterwards in editing, so I wasn't actually singing towards anything at the time, and I wasn't singing. Because, I don't know if you can notice. Hold on, let me zoom my model in. Bop, 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 bop. So my model has a very small mouth, and because of that, and on top of me using a webcam and not an iPhone for tracking, my mouth has a very hard time moving. So if I were to sing, my mouth would just be stuck open because I would be not enunciating. But if I am very conscious about how I open my mouth, then I can control when my mouth opens and closes. So for all these videos, even the videos where it looks like I'm talking, I'm not. I'm mouthing the words, and sometimes I'm not even mouthing words. I'm just doing that just so I can get my mouth to move. I really need a better model tracker, but I don't. I'm not gonna buy an iPhone just to do it. Let's put me back. Okay.
Die. She knew the exact reaction that it would spark. Which leads me to my next point. Lewdtubing does not make the content creation growing pains any easier. Like all forms of streaming and garnering an audience, one cannot simply press the go live button and hope people roll in. That's not how it works. You will see indies stuck at 0 viewers more often
I shaded
than not.
myself.
And while it might not be true that they're bad entertainers per se, it definitely means that they aren't good at pushing their name out onto other platforms. If I were to sit down on a brand spanking new Twitch account and start doing whispering ASMR, doing nothing to clip and upload the VODs onto other platforms, I'd—
Oh wait, hold on. I'll give you a secret. I'll give you guys a secret. For my upcoming video project that I'm focusing on now, I'm making a secret VTuber account for the video that VTuber Senpai is helping me with, and that's not going to come out for a while. But I'll tell you right now, that mic asset that I used, the ASMR ear asset, is going to be a feature of that secret channel. And if you can find me, if you can find that channel within the next couple months while I'm actively working on content over there, I will praise you. I will incorporate you into the video. I don't think you're going to find it, but just know that I'm working on a secret project actively on a different VTuber account. Okay.
I'd be stuck at 0 viewers. And maybe 3 scam bots.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. You're probably still never gonna find it, but my naming abilities have not changed. My naming abilities are so fucking bad that I use the same process when picking my name as I did for Licorice. Is there any videos on that secret channel? Not yet. Not yet. I was too busy working on this one to start making content. But I have my scripts ready. I know the things I'm gonna do. I have a couple of recorded clips that I am going to use for that video. I made my model for it already. You'll see. You'll see. I'll be streaming on that channel. You'll see.
Bots. Again, the lewd part of the content is only a portion of the reason streamers get popular. It's far more likely that they have a good grasp on the trends and market activities on various algorithms. Knowing when to post in the day, where to post, what hashtags and titling to use, and styles of eye-catching short-form editing is impossibly valuable information. To a layman viewer, these analytics are hazy at best. You just know that this same sussy VTuber keeps appearing on your feed and it's starting to piss you off.
We're not even halfway through yet.
Frankly, that is direct proof that they are hitting every major and minor factor in content creation to consistently go viral. That is proof of their hard f***ing work.
I used to be one of those people where I was like, oh my god, well, if you want to be—
Okay, I'm gonna skip over the times that it's not me speaking because a lot of it is just clips that I edited together. For the sake of time, I don't know if we're gonna watch the entire video, but yeah, I just want to comment on the stuff that I was involved with. Okay.
The entire world. If you're consistently bad, you're not getting viewers.
Now, I've been made aware of some sort of dissociation viewers and VTubers alike have over the state of affairs of streaming and content creation. For some reason, people see and fully recognize issues facecam streamers have had for a decade at this point. But when the same issues emerge in the VTubing sphere, it takes people by surprise. Boggles them, in fact. And time again, we run through the same tired discourse like it's the first iteration of it. Why do lewdtubers exist? Simple. The same reason hot tub streamers blew up on Twitch. Yep. The same reason OnlyFans became a household name. The same reason your dad's credit card is charged $5 a month from a website with a lot of X's in the URL.
I was satisfied with that joke.
There's a market for sexual content that breaks the strict barrier between actor and audience. People want to interact in low latency with entertainers who are fully open about their real-world experiences, which oftentimes is censored due to platform restrictions or societal standards. And that's it. It's a niche just as viable as speedrunning or handcam cooking streams. If people want to see it, creators will do it. But much like the hot tub girls who have been in controversy after controversy, while the lewdtuber niche attracts a strong audience of sex positivity, that is not the end of it by far. People hate lewd content hitting mainstream avenues.
Woohoo!
As the saying goes, there is a time and place for everything, and scrolling TikTok using the algorithm that promises you enjoyable content is what most people do to get through the day. Be it on a public commute ride, chilling with family, or checking your phone during a 5-minute break at work, people expect to see exactly the type of content they want to see. All of a sudden, there is an anime girl with big titties moaning into the microphone. And
I also found that VTuber on when I was in that voice chat with my friends. I love it. I love it. I was on Google and I looked up big titty VTuber model to use, and I found 2 pictures. And one was that picture of that model. Ichigo's model is something, you know them? Right. So there's that model, and then the very next picture was the in real life picture of that person. Yeah, she's an actual VTuber. She's Japanese. Let me just tell you, the in real person's boobs are the same size. The same size as her models. They're big. I used to comment on their videos when she posed clips of Luxium. I didn't know about that, but apparently they're popular. I haven't seen their stuff. I just used their model because it was either between that person's model or Hime from VShoujo, because huge bazoingers, and that was the only reason I was looking for big booby models at the time. But, you know, everybody knows Hime. Everybody knows the person associated with it. So I wanted to post someone that nobody knew, and, you know, these honkers are pretty unique. I jump scared my friends. They don't care about VTubers. Well, one of the guy, I have 2 friends I was talking to. The guy is a HoloLive simp. He really likes Okayu. So he knows VTubers. He's very aware of VTubers. So I threw that in the group chat without warning, and they were talking. It went silent. I thought it was so funny. I was like, look at this model I just found in the middle of their conversation. I am a menace to my friends. All right.
uh-oh, you didn't have headphones in. And oh no, your mom is side-eyeing you and picking up her slipper. How do you explain that? And to top it off, Lewdtubers often reach beyond the boundary of VTuber fans. Normies end up seeing their content. What other reaction to an already cringe niche of weeaboos using lowly models trying to be lewd can a mainstream Andy have besides...
Dun, 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 dun. So these are all comments that are on my videos. There was actually a part later on in the video where I talk about my analysis of these hate comments. I wouldn't say they're hate, but you know, not fun comments to get. I had this whole part where I was gonna be like, actually, when I woke up the next day and saw these comments, I felt really funny. Or I don't know what I said. I don't know what I said exactly, but I was trying to make it seem like I felt sad, but then I changed it last second to like, I was laughing. It was funny to me. And I was gonna be like, ha, you thought I'd be sad. But then I recorded it and I thought it was really fucking stupid, so I took it out. But I was supposed to say, you thought I'd be sad, ha ha ha. But but no, I didn't want to go that cringe. I was thinking she was a man. Out of context is so funny to me. It's because of my model. My model doesn't have booba. Oh, fuck, not that one. I should lock that window capture. My model has flat because I'm non-binary and I do not want boobs. But because I was doing the Hosho Marine, like, don't look at my titty, you hentai audio, I had to focus on my flat chest. And that was supposed to be like ironic. Apparently they don't know. But all of this made me laugh. It was really funny watching the comments of people who supposedly did not want to see my channel and yet interacted with my channel, which will then make my other shorts pop up on their feed more often. So, gotcha, suckers.
That's right. As much as there is positive attention on top Lewdtubers, there is double the amount of hate and harassment both within and outside of the VTuber community. As we already saw, many VTubers don't like sharing a space with Lewdtubers, and they are quite outspoken about it. But let's look at the rest of the consumer market. Now, it's not super easy to pull data out of the larger crowd to find exactly what degree Lewdtubers are harassed, but it's still fairly easy to prove. I am not a Lewdtuber by any means, and YouTube has already established where my content should appear in the algorithm. So I decided to do a little experiment.
Oh, before I start this, I'm so happy with how this turned out. Like, BGM? I don't, all of the songs are here and they're listed in the description. You'll have to go one by one to figure which one out, or which one it is. I really thought it was funny. I was so proud of this, like, paper, constantly moving graphic. I don't know why, just something about that itches, or like scratches my brain itch. I really, really like having the paper move. If I could, I would have made my model look like cardboard or like paper cutout too, but you know, having it move was too much of a hassle. But I'm so happy with this part.
These shorts, how far would they spread? And what reaction will I get? To start with, I posted 2 sussy trends popular in the VTubing sphere.
Overseas sexy guys. Thank you for watching. I'm an idol. Okay? Please don't try to drink my chitty milk. You are hentai.
And then cycle back to more of a comedic PG-13 style of content. This song is copyright. これが最後かしら.
So actually, in my first version that I posted that was uncensored, I didn't realize that that song was copyrighted. So I got copyright claimed. It wasn't a strike, but it fully demonetized my video, which meant that the YouTube algorithm wouldn't send my video out, among other factors like the age restriction thing. So I had to go in and edit that in, and you guys know I'm bad at singing and holding a tune. So I purposely made it bad to make it more funny, because bad equals funny in my opinion. Yep.
So happy! I'm so sad!
By the way, credit for all these trends to Fox Plushie's TikTok from a year or
There's
two
so
ago,
many of me.
because I'm not someone well-versed in VTuber trends. And as expected, the majority of comments were by normies, who, frankly, hated what they saw so much that they not only decided to go through the effort of downvoting, but also commenting. These shorts were my most disliked shorts ever. And
What do you mean too many? Never enough. There needs to be infinite. Do you know how spider lilies grow? Hold on. I need to show you spider lilies. You know what? I'll show you later, or never. But if you look up spider lilies, they grow in like packs. There's so many. Like, I saw it happen in real time when I came to Japan during fall. First, it becomes that season. You see one, you're like, oh, it's spider lily season. And then you come back the next day, there's like 14 of them. You're like, wow, they're really growing. And then on the way home, there's 200 of them. They sprout so fucking fast, and they're all over the water banks. So, never enough licorice. Only more. Ever growing. 5 is so little, you just wait. Soon there'll be 200 of us at the same time doing different things.
And of course, you can refute this with how I didn't build up a brand of not safe for work enjoyers thus far, But if you're a new Unsay-So VTuber just starting out, this is probably the reaction you will get for your startup weeks and maybe even months. Perhaps you may think that this is what Lewdtubers sign up for when releasing the content that they do, but should that be normalized? Should this be brushed off? But that just goes to show, indies who put themselves out there with not safe for work content get way more negative engagement than positive when their content leaves the realm of VTubers. But I can't truly say that everything was horrible. These shorts were also giving me more interactions than ever before.
Oh, that was
The
annoying.
amount of likes stayed consistent with my other non-sus shorts, but these likes came most definitely from people outside of my usual target audience, due to the boost from unique commenters. I actually gained quite a few subscribers from this series. So my final verdict is that there is a possibility for pretty standard growth, as we have seen with the indies that now sit at the top levels of fame. But it comes at the price of more criticism than average. If you don't—
Wait, I'll pause. Let's read some of these. Let me go back a little bit.
But it comes at the price of more criticism
So these are the stuff that all of these actually were taken like last week when the explosion of male VTuber equals bad happened again. It was literally like last week, right, when that came off. So I screenshotted all the ones that made sense in this context with my video, and I just used them. I thought it'd be very not funny, but it's just like, oh, look how the problem is still going. Literally a week ago. It's not something in the past. It's still happening, the same fucking reactions. So, seriously complaining about VTubers being sexualized when this is the content you're posting and it was a picture of her being lewd in her model. You're actively adding to the problem. And yes, it is a big problem and there's tons of gross predatory people doing incredibly inappropriate things, but don't pretend you have no blame. And you're absolutely right. Male VTubers are a blight on the land. Sexual harassment should stay in super chats. After all, you're not shaking your fat anime tits for people to leer at you for free. And one day your knees will buckle under the weight of your endless sins. So, like, these things. Again, the whole... Listen to victims when they come out with actual harassment stories. Could be from male VTubers, could be from other female VTubers. There's always some sort of sexual harassing happening because Lewdtubers are a very touchy subject, and, you know, people who don't send their boundaries out and constantly state them will get these sort of harassment type of things until they actively state their boundaries and are hard about them. Isn't this like the 10th time this issue has come up on Twitter? Yeah, literally every other week, all the time. Constantly, this particular male VTuber equals bad rhetoric has popped up tons of times. And that's also why now, these days, we're getting a lot of male VTubers who are starting out. They're all like, being a male VTuber is very hard. No one likes us because of the reputation that we have in general, because of people who have used their power for sexual gratification or going into other VTubers' DMs because they have clout now. And I feel bad. I really do feel bad that that's something you have to carry when you have no alignment to that type of behavior. But yeah, I think more people are standing up against it these days because we've just seen it so many times. And you can be on the victim's side while not projecting the evil doings of one person onto entire gender, you know? Like, we're over that sort of thing. We're old. We have consciousness and brains. We wouldn't do that for other religions. We wouldn't do that for sexualities. We wouldn't do that for other in real life things. So why are we suddenly doing it for male VTubers, right? I was thinking I could do another video on that, but I've already sort of been very actively speaking out a bit about how a lot of the newer male VTubers think that growing is harder just because they are male. And I feel like that isn't exactly precisely a reason why you're not growing. So I don't know how much they would trust a non-binary person with a female voice talking about male VTubers. So I'll leave that up to a male VTuber to discuss. You know? I'll let you guys handle that problem. It's not my talking, right? Okay, let's watch more.
Than average.
Here. You knew what you were getting into with the bunch you were pandering to. You made your decision to do it with knowledge of the community, and you still complain. LOL. Perverts weren't going to act like perverts to you. LOL, LMAO. I don't know what he meant by that. I am so glad this is being spoken about. There have been cases where a friend of mine was actively harassed by V-tweeters for months, and we found out there are many such victims. I've had people come into my DMs and try sexual RP and such without any prompt or even asking as well. These comments are on my video? I posted these comments, but these are tweets from the last week or so of people coming forth to say male VTuber are bad people. That type of rhetoric. Yeah, VTuber called Toledo? Yeah, he's my friend. I talk to him sometimes. I don't know if I'd call him friend, but we're acquaintances. We talk. I'm very proud of the stuff he's been talking about and the growth he's had over the past couple of months. I think he fully deserves it. He's very funny. Yeah, I recommend you guys watch. Oh, actually didn't know he made a video about male VTubers. So you should definitely watch that video, actually. I think I trust Toledo with his judgment. No. These we moved past the comments on my videos. These are tweets that I've read from stupid takes in general. But this is like VTuber, male VTuber bad, so I don't think that, and now I'm gonna shit on you for being a lewdtuber and a female. How dare you? Type of thing. And I think that's such a stupid back and forth for no reason. There's no reason for it.
If you don't have a
also, welcome in, Miki.
thick skin and don't know how to protect yourself, it can be a very scary and depressing situation. But if you think that's bad, wait until you hear about the other factors built into lewdtubing. Can we
Okay, I'm gonna skip all of the interview part. If you would like to discuss anything in these clips, just type it in chat if you already know it, and we'll talk about it. But these are very long clips, so please watch this video on your own time if you want to see it.
And yet not. I knew that workers genuinely fight the problem of unsolicited nudes in their DMs.
Okay, you know what's really funny? You know what's super funny? I was editing this portion of the video. Can you guess when? The day that the horny bat call out RP ASMR video dropped from that person, and I had unknowingly taken a screenshot of that person's tweet a few weeks before it all went down, and I can now see that this tweet is directed at the person that they called out in their ASMR RP video. I think that's so crazy, and I decided to keep it in. Because if you know, you know, right? This just alludes to more drama. It's drama within drama. I'm covering drama within drama within drama in this video, and you wouldn't know unless you knew and you paused and you saw this name. Isn't that wild? Okay. I don't know. I just thought again, everything that happens in this video comes together by chance. Just like pure timing and pure like brain ideas blasting that I make all these references.
But I hadn't thought much about how daily of an occurrence it becomes. People view workers as easy, as non-humans, and so their consent doesn't matter. If someone of Mama Heavy's size experiences this...
Oh, speaking of Mama Heavy, they are going to debut their new model, I think in like 3 days or 4 days for you guys. Please go check out Mama Heavy with this new model. I've already seen some rigging motions of it. It's so beautiful. I highly recommend checking them out. They have really good content. This one's for you, Mama. You're so cool. Thank you.
What can we infer about the creators in the upper echelon? And while Mama Heavy speaks specifically on the OnlyFans creators, that isn't to say mildly not safe for work creators are let off the hook from this at all. As a female or female presenting content creator in general, you're bound to get an unsavory DM at one point or another. This niche is like cranking the bass on those DMs to 100. Knowing all of this, why do people continue to flock to this highly polarizing niche?
Okay, we're going to have to skip through all of this. You thought that name sound familiar? It was just a very strange coincidence because I had taken that screenshot before that even happened.
Comments.
The answer, seemingly, is freedom of self-expression. Remember at the very beginning of this video when I talked about adult joke humor being a part of adulthood? That's exactly it. Adults are often sexual beings. We've encountered the world and find humor in spicy things. Denying that side of life and identity for the sake—
Yeah, this is so heavily censored that you can't even tell what that is. This was a clip of in real life girls, like this is Amaranth right here, in a big swimming pool, and their bikinis are very, very small. So I was like, yeah, this is not gonna fly in a censored version. So now you get this weird blob in the background. I know it looks really stupid, but hey, if you join my membership for $1, you are able to watch the full uncensored version where you can see the boobies.
Of a pure VTuber persona can be complicated. People do that, and it's especially common in corporate idol spheres, but even then, there are slip-ups. Creators don't like masking under a heavily censored character on livestream. It doesn't feel genuine and hinders creative freedom. So that's where the gray realm of unsay-so unravels, an in-between safe haven for adults who don't want to fully participate in OnlyFans and work, yet also don't want to hide their humor and sexual interests.
Bro.
At the end of the day, it's not always about growing and making money and having thousands of people fall at your feet. It's about your comfort, your passions, and what you want to provide for the VTubing community. And now let's pivot to the what ifs. What if you, yes, you, the person watching this video, want to become a Lewdtuber? Where do you start? If a model with many layers is—
I had to really blur this one too, but you know what I'm looking at now? This looks like skin. This is a white breast cup. She's not naked, but there's this very strange dark dot right in the middle. That unfortunately looks like something else is happening in the shot, and I hope to God the person watching my YouTube video to tell if I'm gonna get fully ad monetized or not. I hope to God they don't make it this far into the video because this is so sussy. I should have left it uncensored. Don't look at it.
Especially fully strippable layers is what you want, then you'd be facing a bit
I just realized I said fully strippable layers while that was going on. Oh no. What bad timing.
a setback.
Let's say you have a live 2D model.
Yeah.
And you know, you got your usual VTuber
we gotta
toggles,
skip all
you know,
this
you got
part. Oh, it's like a
toggles for
10-minute part. Okay,
The
this just
heart
goes until the
eyes.
end. Oh my god! This is supposed to have those red waves. I didn't put the red waves on. Oh my god. Look at all these edit mistakes that I just realized. Come on, Licorice. This is such amateur work.
So now that we discussed the Lewdtuber controversy, where do you stand? I hope this journey was eye-opening for some and reassuring for others. Throughout researching, interviewing, and experiencing it firsthand, I can easily say that my view of Lewdtubers has expanded and become less judgmental. Everyone has a story to tell. It's just a matter of how you tell it. After all, that's the wonder of content creation, is it not?
Woo! Hayari. Okay, we have made it through my video and you've seen the behind the scenes. The behind the scenes view of what should have been. With only 10 Hasan tangents in between. I'm sorry. I talk a lot. I do. I have this sort of like ADHD thing where I'll start talking about something go into a slightly different tangent that still exists within the realm of what I was originally talking about and have no idea that I've been talking for like 5 minutes. I really am like Hasan, ain't I? Less funny, less humorous, definitely. But I hope you enjoyed. I do notice that we've been streaming for 3 hours now, and I'm probably a public nuisance to everybody in this building, so unfortunately, we are not going to go back into Genshin Impact. I have actually closed it in the background for a while now. Yeah, I feel bad we didn't play much of Genshin, but I guess I'm not good at commentary, video game commentary. It's not really my thing. So, with that said, that will be all for today. Thank you guys all for watching. I would love it if you went to YouTube. I'm actually going to post the link here, so if you would like to be super cool and go and watch my video, give it a like, give it a comment, share it, post it on a Discord server, tweet about it, anything. I would love it if you would do that. If you've already seen it, then thank you so much. Again, I'm going to be posting the full behind the scenes 2-hour-long interview I had with Mama Heavy. There's some really good moments that I just couldn't fit into the video that we talked about, so I highly suggest you go back and watch those. Glad I could join the stream. Thank you so much. This is really super impromptu. I had no idea people were going to show up. We had like 11 people in for one point. I don't know why. So I hope this gives you a little bit of insight behind the scenes of a content creator, a very shit one. And I'm gonna probably do more of these. Whenever I release a deep dive, I want to review it on stream and talk about it. And let's hear you guys' opinions. This stream was a neat idea. Thank you. It wasn't really an idea, more so it was I wanted to stream and I wanted to talk about my video. Actually, let's see how we're faring. If I refresh this, how many views does it have now? Okay, it slowed down. It was fully popping off when I was at work. It was going... I went from watching it hit 1,000 at like 10 a.m. to by the time I left work, it hit 3,000. And I was like, what the fuck? Why? Like, it blew past any expectations that I had within the first day. It's only been a day since I posted this. So it's losing a little bit of speed now, but hopefully it will keep going. Hopefully it will get more views. If I can break like 5k views, I'll be super happy, which means that every video afterwards is going to get recommended more. So maybe I'll hit 10k views? I don't know. I am so hopeful. All right. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. We're doing a poll about what deep dive I am going to do next. I should repost that link too. So please fill out this poll of what deep dive I should do next. And that is all from me. Have a great night. I don't know how you guys are still awake. The people in the weird time zones. See you later. Have a great evening. Please wake up at a later time than you should, because you need 8 hours of sleep. I need 8 hours of sleep. I'm gonna get 8 hours of sleep for once this whole week. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.